My name is Chloe. I'm 27 years old, and I work as a senior copywriter for a top-tier marketing firm in Manhattan. My entire life is built on words, finding the right ones to sell a dream or build a brand. I'm the person behind the scenes making sure everyone else looks brilliant. My best friend was Sarah. We've been inseparable since our freshman year at NYU. Sarah was the girl everyone noticed, blonde, bubbly, and incredibly ambitious. But Sarah had a secret. She couldn't write her way out of a paper bag. Throughout college, I helped her with her essays. When she landed a job as a junior publicist, I was the one secretly editing her press releases at midnight so she wouldn't get fired. I did it because I loved her. I did it because she told me we were a team. 6 months ago, Sarah landed a massive opportunity. She was asked to pitch a column to a major national lifestyle magazine. It was her ticket to becoming a personality rather than just a publicist. She came to me in tears, begging for help. "Chloe, please, just help me with the first few pieces. Once I get the rhythm, I'll do it myself. You're the only one I trust." Stupidly, I agreed. For 5 months, I wrote every single word of her life in the city column. I poured my heart into those pieces, my observations, my wit, my soul. The column became a viral sensation. Sarah was getting invited to talk shows, her Instagram following exploded, and she signed a 6-figure book deal based on my writing. The betrayal happened at her book deal celebration dinner. We were at a rooftop bar in Soho, and I was feeling proud of her. I leaned in and whispered, "I can't wait to start drafting the first chapter with you this weekend." Sarah pulled back, her face suddenly cold. "Actually, Chloe, I've hired a professional ghostwriter for the book. I think it's time I have a more consistent voice. And honestly, I won't be needing you for the column anymore either. I've already told the editors that I'm taking full creative control." I was stunned. "Sarah, I am the voice. I've written every word for free because I'm your friend. You were a consultant, Chloe," she said, flicking her hair and looking at her phone. "Don't get it twisted. You should be happy for me. Besides, you have your little job at the agency. You don't need the spotlight." She didn't even offer to pay me for the work I'd already done. She simply discarded me like a used pen. I didn't cause a scene. I didn't throw my drink in her face. I walked out of that bar, went home to my apartment in Brooklyn, and opened my laptop. Sarah forgot one very important thing about Reuters. We keep receipts. And she also forgot that I still had the login credentials for her column's contributor portal, which she had given me so I could upload the drafts directly. The magazine had been pushing for a tell-all piece for the next Sunday's lead features, something raw and honest. Sarah had told me to make it juicy before she dumped me. So, I gave them exactly what they wanted. I wrote the final Life in the City column, but it wasn't about fashion or dating. It was a meticulously detailed account of a fictional socialite who built her entire career on the stolen labor of her quiet, hard-working best friend. I didn't use real names, but I used specific, unmistakable details, the exact dates of her talk show appearances, the specific phrases she had used in her speeches, and the exact amount of her book deal. I scheduled the post for 8 a.m. Sunday morning. Then, I spent my Saturday evening systematically deleting every single draft and email correspondence from our shared Google Drive, ensuring the only place my original work existed was on my own private hard drive. Sunday morning arrived, and the Life in the City column went live. By 10 a.m. on Sunday, the article had been shared 50,000 times. By noon, the fraud in the city was trending on X because I had written it in Sarah's signature style, the one I had literally invented. Everyone assumed it was a bizarre, guilt-ridden public confession. My phone started vibrating so violently it nearly slid off my nightstand. It was Sarah. I let it go to voicemail. Then she called again. And again. Finally, I picked up. "Chloe, what did you do?" she screamed, her voice sounding thin and ragged. "The magazine pulled the article down, but it's too late. People have screenshots. My agent just called. The book publisher is reviewing my contract. You've destroyed everything." "I didn't destroy anything, Sarah," I said, leaning back and watching the sun hit the brick walls of my apartment. "I just wrote the juicy tell-all you asked for. I thought you wanted full creative control." "Well, that was my final creative contribution. Consider it a parting gift. I'll sue you. I'll tell them you hacked me." "Go ahead," I said calmly. "But remember, I have 5 months of metadata. I have every original draft saved on my hard drive with timestamps that predate your login. I have the emails where you begged me to fix your illiterate emails to your editor. If we go to court, the whole world finds out that you can't even compose a grocery list, let alone a column." She went silent. She knew I had her cornered. In Manhattan, a reputation for being a fraud is a death sentence. The fallout was a slow-motion car crash for her. The magazine didn't just fire her. They issued a formal apology to their readers for the breach of editorial integrity. The book deal was canceled 48 hours later under a morality clause. Sarah tried to pivot to lifestyle coaching on TikTok, but the comments were so flooded with "Where's Chloe?" and "Write your own captions" that she eventually had to set her profile to private. As for me, I didn't stay in the shadows for long. The creative director at the magazine reached out to me directly. He wasn't stupid. He'd seen the shift in the column's quality and the specific voice that had vanished. "The column is dead," he told me over lunch at a bistro in Midtown. "But we want a new one. Under your name. No ghostwriting, no consulting. Just your voice, your byline, and a paycheck that reflects your actual value." I took the deal. My new column, The Real Script, launched a month later. It wasn't about the glitz of the city. It was about the power of the people behind the scenes, the ones who actually do the work. It became even more popular than the old one because it was authentic. Sarah moved back to her parents' house in Connecticut. The last I heard, she was working in a local retail boutique. I don't wish her ill, but I don't wish her well either. I simply don't think about her at all. I learned a valuable lesson. If you're the one holding the pen, you're the one who controls the ending. And my story is just getting started.